All right. Test.
Test.
Test. And a mighty big hello there to you. I am Millennial Nick, along with my bro hosts, Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean, and we are back for, count 'em, not one, not two, but a third segment of Convincing Idiots, in which we will discuss things. We are going to discuss things that hang in the balance of our very existence. Choices. Life is made up of choices. Choices that you make are very important. And today we will discuss some of those in a segment that we like to call, and this is ours, so don't try to use it because this is our very own original title we came up with. Would you rather? So this was that's right, an idea of our Zennial Dean. Okay, thought that it would be a fun idea to do a Would You Rather segment, and I think that's a great idea as well. So I know some people might be new to the idea of what a Would You Rather is. So I'm going to send you a softball. Okay, I'm going to lob you one right over the top, just so you can knock it right out of the park. For example, I'll say, would you rather walk until your feet are just failing you and you are to the point of exhaustion, or would you rather ride to your destination on an electric bike? Now, your answer, of course, would be?
Electric bike, of course.
The electric bike, of course. So in which case we would go, great. Okay, well, all you have to do is hit up our friends at RPM Bike Shop. They're located conveniently in Carrollton, Ohio. It's not far from here. And I mean, if you have a Facebook, which everybody does, all you have to do is search RPM Bike Shop, and you're going to see their wonderful products. You're going to see all the things that they can offer you. You can find more information about them as well as where you can go to visit them, and also their website, rpmbikeshop.com. Also, if you wish to give them the old ring-a-ding on the landline or your cell phone, 330-808-7792 is where you would call to do that handy little deed and get your hands on your very own electric bike today. RPM Bike Shop. Tell them Convincing Idiot sent you. Yes. Yeah. James Hetfield. I don't know why he popped in there. Big fan of electric bikes. Anyway, so we are doing a Would You Rather, so that would be an example. Very easy one. So, maybe a tougher one. Dean, would you like to give us a tougher one that's a little more...
Again, before I do, I'm going to go ahead and shout out, it is just called Would You Rather, written by Lindsay Daly.
Okay.
Find this as a paperback book right here. It's quite entertaining. If you're sitting around with friends, it's a fun thing to just banter back and forth with.
Yeah.
Comes up with some interesting ideas, and I figured you two idiots would have some interesting answers as well.
Absolutely.
So, I'm going to start with...
and thank you to Lindsay for the wonderful material in which we are
absolutely
stealing.
Yeah, since we're too lazy to do our own work, we're going to Lindsay.
I did make my own, thank you. Some of them.
All right. Okay. Would you rather be able to communicate with the dead or with other people telepathically? Would you rather be able to commune with the dead or talk to people telepathically? Brian, what says you?
I would rather communicate with the dead, I think.
Is it all the dead? Or is it like, do you get to pick? Or do you just hear a bunch of dead people talking in your head all the time?
Well, that would be annoying. Well, telepathically would be annoying if it's the same thing, wouldn't it?
Well, right.
Like to hear everybody.
So you could,
in theory, you should control this.
Correct. Okay. So, yes, Brian, elaborate.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be a way to stay connected to family and friends who's no longer with us, because to be able to, carry on some type of relationship with them. You can also learn from others out there, even famous dead people, on, their ideas, and maybe they have thoughts that could help even shape the world today, and just learn more about folks no longer here. Talking to people who's already on the earth is already hard enough to do, frankly. I mean, you're connected. We're all, we're connected so much now.
That's
with
true.
social media and phones and everything else. I mean, I'm pretty well connected to a lot. I mean, I don't see or talk to people around as much as I would like to, certainly. But there's easy ways.
They're happy that you don't. But
yeah, it's too easy to get a message over to people with today's technology. You don't need to communicate telepathically, in my opinion. So that's what I got.
Nick?
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick, easy answer. As someone who has lost both of my grandparents that were like a second set of parents to me through my life within the last year, I would choose to be able to communicate with people who have passed. That would probably be my easy answer personally. So, but yes, Dean, what say you?
Well, I mean, not to use stealing of the show, but you guys convinced me. I was originally going to choose to speak to people telepathically, but you guys make a good point. Like, we already do that through Facebook and social media, and I mean, unless I can read your mind, I don't care.
Yeah, right. Because that's a different conversation. If it's communicating telepathically, and that person that you're talking to that's alive is just going to tell you what they're going to tell you verbally anyway. It's nothing really special. But if you can, if it's something their true thoughts, that'd be different.
I'm a future villain, so unless it benefits me, I'm right. That's not the path I want to choose. Now,
plus, could you do it by accident? So, could you accidentally, if you were communicating telepathically, if you had a thought about that person, would you accidentally? Would you actually send them a message that you
it's almost like tripping up. Like you walk by and you think, nice tits. And she's like, what'd you say? And you're like, oh,
exactly.
No. Yeah.
You guys would be thinking, God, Brian yells at us a lot for not doing any fucking preparation or promotion or anything like that. It's like a constant yelling out of my head. Constantly.
And then you hear us both in sync go, nobody cares, Brian.
Whatever. God. I'm working so hard right now. Like, give us a break. Jesus.
I picked up a paperback book.
I literally wrote things down at work today, like this morning. God. Like, fuck.
You lazy ass.
Good thing you can't hear what I'm thinking.
I think I know what you're thinking. And you can place your hand there anytime you want, Brian. Go ahead.
Shouldn't you be editing or something? God.
He will after this segment.
Fear has no form. Fear has no name. But now, fear has an address. Castlevania Symphony of the Night for your PlayStation. From Konami.
Nicholas, you said you wrote some.
I did.
Said, other than work at your actual job, you did homework. So
this is like a job. Ugh, this is just all right. You ready? Would you rather? Okay, this is very serious. This is really aimed at the both of you. Okay. So this is something that I feel like will hit you both on a very personal level. Would you rather, Dean and Brian, admit that Jingle All the Way is the best Christmas movie, or have everyone you have ever loved sucked into a black hole for all of eternity?
Bob me, Ma. Should be painless just to let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't like getting sucked? Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that to avoid my family being sucked into a black hole. Would I believe it? I don't know, but I would definitely.
That was not part of the question. That was not part of the question.
You have to be true to the question.
I just need an admittance. That is all. Okay. So this one is a little more for Brian, but Dean, you can also answer if you feel passionate about this. Okay.
I
feel like you might be a little skewed. So Brian and or Dean, would you rather be in a constant state of melting? Okay. Imagine that, constant state of melting, or have an interrupting Dean in your head all the time? I mean, think about it. You don't ever get to finish a thought because interrupting Dean is always in your head, and it's him all the time.
Or
you're just
well, let me tell
you're
you
melting.
guys
So
what
like you're
I
just
would
trying
do.
to gather.
Let me tell you what I would do. All right, what
Mhm.
the constant state of melt, it'd be too hard to live, I think, with the constant state of melt.
So you would deal with your brain figuratively melting instead.
Well, it'd be kind of like, it'd be sort of like doing this podcast all the time.
That's
Jesus,
right, yes.
you're a lot stronger man than I.
You know.
Okay, so not to be unfair.
Oh, I can I answer?
Yes, you can.
Well,
you have it interrupting Dean in your head all the time.
Unfortunately, I do both. I am so fat it looks like I'm melting constantly, and I also have an interrupting Dean in my head at all times. So, unfortunately, I don't have to choose.
Yikes.
I have both.
But now you're truly free because you're not afraid of anything. It's just you have all the bad
besides
things.
bears.
So it's like whatever, yeah. Okay, I have one, not to be unfair. Dean, this one, again, Brian, feel free to answer. Dean, this one might be a little more directed at you. Would you rather never receive a hug from a loved one again, ever? So this includes, your girlfriend, your son, none of that. Never receiving a hug from a loved one ever again, or having every single one of your jokes for the rest of time met with a Brian, doesn't matter how funny the joke is. Every single one, everyone just goes,
Now, if I choose that one, that's going to happen. Every joke I say,
it doesn't matter how good it is. If somebody even thinks it's funny, but the reaction you get will always be that.
Well, first of all, I don't think you really understand the pleasure I get from annoying Brian enough to make that noise come out of his furry little head. See? I now have quite the chub right now because of that. So that is definitely on the table. I'm going to go with that. I'm picking the Brian.
Okay. All right.
And I get to hear Brian, his manly grunt on a regular basis.
Sure. Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Well,
Brian,
that's of course my answer. If I could respond that way to every one of Dean's jokes,
he does it.
Sure. Here on out.
Yes.
That's the easy answer.
Okay, I have a couple that I found that I wrote down as well that I thought were pretty. So this one was kind of interesting. This is very pop cultural, so I thought this was kind of interesting. Would you rather spend 10 years as Kim Kardashian or 1 year as a Duggar? So it's full blown like 10 years of like everything you do is watched, paid attention to. You are the center of everything, the fortune, the fame, all the good, all the bad, everything. A decade of it, or 1 year of as a Duggar. So that could mean, well, it could quite honestly mean, as much as being molested by your brother, or it could mean just like being bored out of your mind for a fucking year and living in a house with a lot of other children and people and nothing to do.
What's a Duggar?
You've never seen the A&E, the Meet the Duggars? They are. Oh, neither one of you know what that is?
Nope.
Okay, so whatever. That kind of basically they were one of the. They had
you had me molested by my brother.
They had a reality show on A&E to where it's the mom and they have all these fucking kids. There's like 13 of them or some shit. And they're all they range from 17 to fucking 1, and they have a million fucking kids. They all go everywhere together. They have a fucking school bus.
When that woman
coughs,
does it just sound like applause happening in her pants?
Basically, but then one of the older boys, came out a few years ago that one of the older boys had molested some of the girls or sisters or whatever. So that's why I say that. I don't know if this question when it was posed was meant to mean that as well, but. I don't know. It's quite the lifestyle. Let's put it this way: it is a lifestyle that we're not used to. I don't know how much. I don't remember if they were. They weren't like.
Well, you don't
Amish
really have to.
You can get the vibe.
Continue because even without knowing who or what a Duggar is, I'm going with Kardashian because who wouldn't want an ass like that? So
sure, yes,
sure. Well, and Dean's had 41 years as a Duggar. I think something like that already. Equivalent,
Right.
something like that. I don't know. No, but I would take the Kim Kardashian. I mean, there's definitely the pressure of she has to live up to. You're always on. You can't really leave the house without flocks of attention. I'm sure that would be a lot to get used to. But
You're out with your kids. Everybody's all over you. It's just
right.
it's.
But you also, I'm sure you have a way to deal with all of that. So, yeah, I would take that as long as I don't have to deal with Kanye.
Yeah.
So
I would take the Kim life as well,
part.
just because I want to. That's the selling point for me. If I so choose, I can hang out with Kanye West. There you go.
Good.
Look at
that. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, guys, I got one.
Go ahead.
Would you want to know all of history? So everything of history, you know for a fact what actually happened, or have the ability to predict the future?
Future for me.
Okay, why?
Because first of all, I don't care about history at all. So there's that. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking
But you
care.
realize how much things you can know and
I don't care.
You know that the reality.
You know how much money I could make if I knew the winning lottery number? Like, I don't care. I don't care. What happened, happened. I don't give a shit. It's in the past. It's done. But for me, yes, future all the way. Like, I could get ahead of the game. I could know what's coming. I can use it to profit.
Not with your personality.
But I can, yes, future all the way for me.
Yes, but you would also know when everyone you love is going to die.
That's true. But then I could make the most of that time.
Would you want to know that?
Not necessarily, but
Would you want to tell them that?
If they wanted to know.
No, you don't tell them that. No way.
If they wanted to know, why not? Why have a gift if I can't share it? If they want to know, and they really want to know.
So you're right. It's interesting from a fortune perspective, right? Because you could predict. You could
you could be rich.
I know who's going to win the next 3 Super Bowls and bet money and accumulate through sports and stuff like that. But
right, you could be Biff Tanner and in the alternate universe of Back to the Future.
Right. But would you want to know stuff that you just don't want to know? Like when your own self is going to pass away, right? So it's like how would you want to deal with that?
The way this is saying you could predict the future doesn't mean you see all of the future. So predicting,
but you're going to get curious. You're going to be like,
well, then that's on you,
right?
Like
exactly.
I would my death would not be something that I would want to know, because I mean I just assume that you two are involved somehow, right. And I'm like, you know what? Some things are better left not known.
Oh, we've already said it's on your 100th birthday party. I'm still going to be alive from sucking the entities of other podcasters, right? Sucking out their souls.
Of course.
Of course.
That's right.
And we're going to
see that movie.
You're going to be at the big family party, and Nick and I are going to get up, and I'm just going to behead you right there in front of everybody.
Yeah. That's going to be beautiful.
I can't
wait. Toss the head across the table and just see it.
You're going to have him as like with the X lightsabers like Anakin, and I'll be sitting up there like Palpatine and just go, do it. And you just, just right off.
That's right.
Clean off.
And then Nick and I just get absorbed into the Force.
I'm pretty sure you two have just described our next promotional video we're about to do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. We have that production budget as well. We need to do that for sure.
Good.
For sure. That is an interesting question, though, really. I mean, to predict it,
how would we kill each other?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's too many unknowns. I don't want to know. I'd be too I want to know from the fortune and fame type stuff. But the same token, there's a lot to not knowing the future and living your life and trying to live it in the moment. And like, would you?
I don't like that.
I don't know. Like even this podcast, it's like we're doing this. We're trying to have fun with it. If we knew for sure it's never going to amount to anything, would it be demoralizing, or would you just? Or do you still show up and have fun? But you know what? Whatever job you're doing, if you know ultimately you're not going anywhere, you would instantly lose your passion for it and dreams and hopes. And
No, because that's the way I can see what my life is like, and I still go on.
I'll take the history. That's what I'll take. That's me.
That's because you lived through most of it. All right, so for the next. Right. All right, so
what about you? You didn't answer.
Didn't I?
No.
Oh,
really.
I would definitely do the I'd do the history.
Okay.
I'm so curious about like things that happened in the past. I mean, to know what for fact of everything that's ever happened, you could become rich knowing that too.
Like how the pyramids get built, you would know.
Right. You could find out some things that people don't want to know. And like we've already established, I'm a villain. I would blackmail people.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
You know, I would have world governments paying me.
Yeah.
So definitely the history part for me.
Yep.
All right. I got another one, gentlemen.
You make a killing on Jeopardy. Think about that. You kill on Jeopardy.
Right?
Kill.
Well,
not necessarily, because they might have the wrong answers. Only you'd know the actual truth.
Right.
Let's just say the answers on the cue card. What it like? No, that's not. But like, no, but that's what actually happened. They're like, that's not what we have done. That's not the answer they were looking for.
Good point.
Good call. Because predicting the future, you could just predict what happened a half hour before and then go back and watch it, and you know the answers.
That is true. Anyway, that's a good question. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, if you knew everything that actually happened in history, you just sound like a crackpot. Because everybody would be like, you're like, no, here's what really happened. I'd be like, yep, okay, dude. Like, because you'd be the only one that would know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you would be considered a conspiracy theorist and all that shit.
Exactly.
All right, so would you, and this is a fun little one real quick, would you give up eating in a restaurant for the rest of your life or give up going to see the movies ever?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Oh, yeah, easy for me too.
I would give up the restaurant.
Okay.
I like to be able to go to the movies when I want to go to see the movie. I could easily get food to go or cook at home. That's easy.
Yep.
Mine's the opposite. I can see a movie anywhere, but I to go to get a certain dish or whatever, like, or a new restaurant experience. That's very exciting to me. Thank you. That's very exciting to me. Like, I like going to new places, trying new foods and things like that. So, like, I mean, I do enjoy the movie theater experience. It's just, you get a big enough TV and a loud enough speaker system, I can get that anywhere. But a restaurant is kind of unique to places you go and things like that. So I would stick with the restaurants.
See, the thing is, you wouldn't be able to go to your favorite restaurant. I could go, if I chose the movies, I could always go and go to the theater, but I can take all my favorite restaurants home.
That's
which
right.
there's no other human beings there, so I would like that more.
I see. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with the movie theater.
Okay. There you go. I have one to throw in. This one last one that I have here. So I found that I thought was interesting. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years or be in a coma for 10?
Coma for 10.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
So you just wake up and Carter would instantly be 20? And you'd miss, you'd have nothing of any of it. You wouldn't know no visits, no, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't see him grow through time. Even though it would suck to know that you're incarcerated and missing it, you would, you know what I mean? Like, you
don't know what you don't know. You're in the coma, you don't know that it would suck at the moment, but in the prison, you know that you're missing on everything. Plus, you're getting plugged in the ass in the showers.
So that's another reason I thought you would pick jail, but okay.
Plus, the food there is disgusting.
Brian, getting plugged or going to sleep? Which one?
I think I would take especially if we're talking now at where we are in our lives. I mean, 10 years is too much time. I would have to take 5 years. You'd be dead. And just,
how'd you like to wake up dead in 10 years?
For 2 years, everybody's going, we should just pull the plug, right?
Yeah, 5 years is less time lost, and you can try to get yourself in some good shape.
Yeah, right? I thought that too. Yeah.
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 This
What
Look
else
at
you guys
me.
doing there?
I will not do well in jail. It is not going to go good for me. So, but I'm really good at sleeping. So,
Yeah.
I'm picking the coma.
There you go.
I also would go with the jail time. I just same things that you said. It's less time. Like you said, you could. I mean, you got plenty of time to work on yourself or do whatever, or work out and
Right.
mentally, physically, all that good stuff. But I can't imagine waking up and seeing my kids 10 years older and just being like, that time is fucking gone. Like it's just like gone. Like I wasn't even here to even have a talk with them like once every other week or anything. Like it just like nothing.
So they're
Crazy.
cool.
Who?
The kids, they don't have to talk to you, so they're
Right.
doing okay.
Yeah, they've developed into fully formed
Right.
individuals.
You
They're
weren't
good.
around to destroy their mental
To damage
psyche.
them. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Robin's clearly moved on. There's no question about it.
The second day,
Yeah, it's like
But is there also?
It gave you 2 weekends. At least,
they
I'm
were
sure.
they were putting a new sheet on, and she's already bringing her boyfriend in to do it.
Interesting flip side, though. What about the psychological part of that? If we're talking about kids in a situation like this. If you are in a coma, that is not a fault of your own. So do the kids look at you as like, that's like awful, but dad's, it's not his fault that he's not around.
And you're
Versus as they
like,
grow, you're there
Dad
for
is
5,
a
they go,
criminal.
this is
Good
his
point.
fault that he's in jail. Like this
Right.
was his doing, and like now we're missing years of being with him.
Right. He chose to do that.
So it's almost
to that hooker in that alley.
A selfish reason to choose, because for me, selfishly, I'm thinking less time away, still get to see you sometimes. It's not such the culture shock on me to wake up and you're older.
And they get a new boyfriend.
That's a good point.
That's right. I get to
That's what
explore
makes the
myself.
Makes this game interesting. It's the different conversations that come up from it. Yep.
Yeah. What else you got, Dino?
All right, last one, because I'm looking at the time here. I'm just going to flip through.
Hold on. I got one real quick before you do the last one.
Absolutely.
Okay, if you don't mind. Okay.
By all means.
Would you rather keep your liquor bottles unorganized on your kitchen counter or store them in a beautifully crafted floating liquor cabinet?
You know, when you said floating, I was that's the one that took me.
That's it.
That's right there, the floating one.
Floating,
I want the floating one. Why not?
I mean, but that's super hard to do. So I mean, it's even
That's
impossible.
probably expensive as shit.
Right.
Like I mean,
Right.
it's just unattainable.
It is
for us.
neither. It is neither one of those things. So
Get out of town.
Really?
That's right. So I want you to go check out our last sponsor, Bellmark Amazon store, BELLEMARK, and check out their beautifully crafted hanging liquor cabinet. Super easy to hang. You don't even need a drill, guys.
Wow.
It comes with everything you need to hang on your
Ends
wall.
up being hung like Nick.
That's right. That's right. It's a beautiful wood and crafted and perfectly symmetry and all that type of stuff. And also the liquor cabinet is the same way. You know?
Hey-o.
That's right. No, so go check them out on Amazon. I have a floating liquor cabinet hanging in my dining room as we speak. It looks great. It's a nice addition to the room. The shelf flips down. You can store at least 4 liquor bottles in there and glasses. And even has a shelf space. You can make a drink if you wish. And they also have floating nightstands and countertop compost bins, 2 sizes for your convenience. So everything is delivered conveniently and quickly through the Amazon delivery service and affordably priced. Bellmark, Amazon store. Go check them out.
Well done.
Dean,
well
there you go.
done.
There you go.
Okay.
What is the last one, sir? You're going to flip
Brian,
pick one?
I'm going to flip through and you say when.
Stop.
Bitch.
All right. Here we go. Left or right?
Left.
All right.
Can you not read it, or is it not a good one?
Well, there's 2 to each page, so I was picking the 2.
Struggling over there. Struggling.
The. Oh, sorry. The. All right. Well, I mean, this isn't the best choice here.
Then pick the other one.
All right. Would you rather salsa dance with a ninja or a zombie?
Ninja. Because they're quicker. The salsa's fast.
Mm-hmm.
And ninjas are fast. I mean, and
They can
and I
maybe
just feel
twirl you and flip you.
yeah, sure. We'll throw some. Yeah, they're gonna make up some things on the fly. Yeah, definitely a ninja. A zombie's gonna be very they're falling apart on you. They smell bad. The whole 9 yards.
That's true.
Yeah.
Are they both trying to kill you?
I think maybe that's what they're meaning by that. I'm thinking that the danger of both. That's what I was assuming.
Well, that changes things then.
It does. Because I think if they're both one's trying to eat your brains, one's trying to ninja chop you.
Mm-hmm.
Both are problematic.
Yeah, a living being trained to kill probably would succeed fairly easily to kill you if you were a salsa dancing up close to the ninja. At least with a zombie, you would have a chance to bust its jaw out so it can't bite you, or kill it with stab it in the brain with something. Or beating over the head. You have a chance with a zombie. That's what I would pick. Thinking that way.
Right. I'm going to take my high heels off that I'm wearing, and I'm going to stab it in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's slow enough. But if I do that with the ninja, he's going to block it. So
there you go.
I think we've all agreed that zombies are the way to go.
Yeah, definitely. If they're trying to kill you, yes. If they're just there to have a good night, the better dance partner is the ninja. But if you're trying to defend them and salsa dance, zombie's the way to go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay.
Well, I think we've solved the world's what?
No, I had one more actually. If you don't mind,
please. Yeah, I can do this all night.
No, so on our outro this evening, would you rather have Nick pick his own outro or have Zenio Dean pick how Nick should do the outro?
Okay,
it's good. Would you rather?
And I think this is a 2 out of 3, and the winner wins this. I believe, right?
I'm going to say Nick. I'm going to allow Nick to pick his own. That's what I would rather see this evening. That is my selection. Dean, what would you rather?
On the spot.
Well, I mean, I've been known to have an ego, so I think that I would do the best picking, just like I do my butt or my nose. So I'm going to go with me.
Nicholas, you have the tiebreaker.
You want me to do it as you?
Oh no! I get to pick.
He gets to pick.
Okay.
Or you can pick. Or you
but
can
I
pick
think you just got a really good choice for me.
On the spot, my choice is the Dean picks because I need direction.
All right, there you go.
All right, you two banter for a second. Let me at least, fourth wall, people. This was not planned, so give me a second to think.
Sure.
You know what? We have gone in the past, and we have done. Nicholas has done many characters and many voices of many people throughout time. He has even done Brian. Yes, it turned out to be a lot like Barack Obama.
Can we clip that and play it back slowly so that I can just have it for just the part where he said that I've done Brian? That's all. Thank you.
And he did him well. And I've always been jealous.
Yeah.
Nicholas has never done me.
Oh.
And I think it would be interesting to see what that looks like. So, why don't we do the outro? Nicholas, why don't you do me, please?
Okay, well, if I had a button to undo here to show some chest hair, I would, to show that I don't have an undershirt. And...
Wait, David Spade?
I don't have a tone, really. This is difficult because I'm Dean, and I like to drink whiskey, and if you like to listen to convincing idiots, then you should.
This is
join
uncanny. This is eerie. This is
like
eerie.
I'm looking at myself.
Be sure to join us on. I'm just gonna lean full into something else because I don't know what you don't sound like anything. So so
you're not the only person to ever say that to me.
To get this
you don't
straight,
sound like anything.
My chest is out, right? Okay.
Gotta be proud.
Mm-hmm.
Dean did that several times on family vacation, I think,
That's right.
with Megan and her family. Yeah.
And so I'm Dean, and I'm on Convincing Idiots. And if you would like to, just head on over to our link tree and go ahead and search Convincing Idiots, LINKTRE, and there you're gonna find a bunch of links. You can just find our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok. I don't know what voice this is. This is so weird. Or you can just go to our...
Steven Spade with a stroke.
Actually, maybe that's what this actually is, because I'm uncomfortable right now. So this is the most you I can actually be. It's just uncomfortable.
There you go.
Or you can go over to our website, and that's convincingidiots.wordpress.com. And there you can find pictures of all kinds of things, including Dean and Brian and Nick and Mitty Teat and all kinds of things that I can't say that will be edited out later. So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am Zennial Dean, as by my chest hair, Millennial Nick.
I'm Zennial Dean.
Oh my god, I do sound like you.
You got it. Look at that. Perfect. Right spot on.
And I am Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you that given the choice, you would rather come back and join us next week for another new episode of Convincing Idiots?
Hey, Dean with Convincing Idiots. Brian and Nick here. Like and subscribe.